Going on, everybody? Ben Barredo here, the real estate pro with Keller Williams Realty, and I'm coming at you from my collections room in my house. And today I want to talk to you about how much it costs to buy a home in Knox County. And there's a lot of talk when you buy a home about all the money you're going to save, with the type of loan you use and leading up to the purchase of a home, but there's very little talk about how much you're going to spend before and at closing. So today I'm going to unmask that. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Again, it's me, Ben Barredo, the real estate pro with Keller Williams Realty, and today I would love to talk to you about all the extra costs when it comes to buying a home in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Knox County. There are a lot of things involved when you buy a house, and the biggest headache is in the initial process of coming and gathering all the stuff that you need to have to apply and for a loan and to get qualified for that loan. But there's also a lot of costs when it comes to closing on that loan. So the first thing I'd like in those stack of things that you got to pay for is to talk about private mortgage insurance, or PMI. And this is something that you have to get if you don't have 20% or more down on a home. And this generally is going to cost you it's going to be an extra cost on top of your monthly mortgage payment. If you use a VA loan, you don't have to use this, which is a good thing about a VA loan. But all other loans, you'd have to have this private mortgage insurance until you get a certain amount of the home paid off, then you can drop it. The next cost that I want to talk about is homeowners insurance, and everyone knows what this is, and it's a combination of personal liability and hazard insurance to protect you, your home, and the contents within your home. And this is usually about 1% of your overall asking price and needs to be paid before closing. The next thing I want to talk about is title insurance, and title insurance is there to protect the lender in case there's a lien that comes back against the home while you're owning it and you owe on the loan. You can also get title insurance for yourself, which is optional, but it's something to consider if you're worried about maybe some kind of something popping off or popping up and you end up being liable for it because you're holding the title to the house. So if you haven't seen the trend already, a lot of these costs are to protect the lender. And another cost that you have to pay for as a homeowner is for an appraisal, and this will usually cost you about $400 or $500. It's due before closing, and generally you're basically paying for someone to come and appraise the value of the home to let the bank know if they should loan on it. All right. Another cost similar to this is the home inspection, and this is again about $400 or $500. It's before the appraisal process, before closing, and this one's more important because it's basically going to take a professional come to the house, basically to let you know that you're not buying a lemon. All right, some optional fees that you might face when buying a home would be you could get a survey, which would tell you exactly what the property line is on the home, and most people don't do this nowadays unless you're buying a whole lot of land. And this is generally going to cost you about $500. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk a little bit more about the title fees and stuff that happen that you get charged by the closing company. Generally, this isn't going to cost you too much money. A majority of a buyer's fees are coming from the lender, but still there are some costs. A bunch of little costs. One little cost is what they call a transfer fee or a wire fee, and it's usually about $60, and that's for them to fax paperwork. There's also an underwriting or origination fee from the title company, and that's them charging you to evaluate your application and all that stuff. This can usually be negotiated, but it's a lot of people don't realize that. So maybe I'll do a video about that in the future. Usually overall in Tennessee, title work's going to cost you about $500 or $600. Some other small fees that you'll probably run into, again, and these go back to the loan, are things like running your credit report, which would usually come in the form of an application fee. Some title companies might charge you a document prep fee, and this is going to be around $25 to $50, and this is basically them charging you for administrative work. Finally, there are, as a buyer, you're going to be hit with taxes for your new home. And as a buyer, you're going to pay for the months left over in the current year that you're purchasing the house, as well as the upcoming year. Because in Tennessee, we pay forward. Okay? So Every year your taxes get put on top of your mortgage payment for the next year, but you're paying for that next year altogether at closing. And you're also paying the seller back for the taxes they've already paid for the year. So I just listed a bunch of items, and I went through them really fast because I want to try to keep my videos short, remember? And you're probably not going to remember all of this stuff. So a good rule of thumb when it comes to purchasing a home is that on average, you're going to pay anywhere from 2 to 4% of your total loan amount in closing costs. For example, if you are getting a $100,000 loan, you're going to pay anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 on that loan. So I don't want to get you all scared with all these loan charges and out-of-pocket expenses. There are so many different types of loans out there that are going to that can help you even get 100% financing or give you help from anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 in the down payment. If you want to learn more about those loans, feel free to call me. I'd be happy to tell you about it. I've got tons of lenders that would be happy to sit down and talk to you about it and without making you feel pressured. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate your time for watching these videos. I appreciate your support. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like this video. And if you know anybody out there that is on the fence about buying a home and they could use this information, make sure you share this video with them. Also, remember, this is a two-way street. So if you have any questions that you want answered, feel free to shoot me an email, a text, give me a phone call, hit me up on social media, in Messenger, something like that, Twitter. Let me know what your question is, and I'll be happy to answer that for you. And I'll even give you a shout out in a video. And when I'm famous one day, you can point to that shout out and get some fame yourself, a short-term fame, riding off my coattails and everything, you know. So finally, if you're thinking of buying a home or selling a home, and if you live in the Knoxville area, give me a call, okay? If you don't live in this area, but you're thinking about relocating, or if you're just thinking about moving somewhere in the country, you know, give me a call. I can hook you up with an agent in your area that's gonna be like-minded, no pressure, no hassle, just wanting to be of service, all right? I have agent friends all over the country, and I can connect you with them and make sure that your move is smooth and easy. So, all right, I hope I hear from you, but if I don't, I'll see you in the next video. Again, thanks so much for watching. You guys have a great day. Oh, and before I go, check the description. I have a link for a great video that breaks down the difference between an inspection and appraisal and when you can expect to deal with those. All right, so that's it for today, guys. I'll see you later.